Hello, everyone. This is Jeffrey Kerr. From February 7th through 12th, North Carolina Theater will be presenting Dreamgirls at Raleigh Memorial Auditorium, which is located inside Duke Energy Center for the Performing Arts. Today, I'm here with the actress who will be taking on the role of Deena Jones. Some of her previous credits include the Off-Broadway revival of Little Shop of Horrors, the Broadway production of Six, and most recently, the world premiere stage musical adaptation of Nicholas Sparks' The Notebook in Chicago. Please welcome Joy Woods.
Hi, everybody.
To start things off, how are rehearsals going?
It's going well. We're on day 3, and it's moving very fast. We're here for 3 weeks. The show runs from February 7th to February 12th. So these 2 weeks leading up to them is a lot of packing it all in. As we all know, Dreamgirls, it's a monster. So putting it together is taking all of our energy and all of our effort. There's a lot of sweating and a lot of laughing. I'm having a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, I mean, it almost sounds like summer stock in a way.
Yeah, and I've never done anything like this before, so I'm learning a lot while doing it.
And how has it been getting to work with your fellow cast members and creative team?
This is my first time doing a show with all brown skin people, so being able to be enmeshed in that genre of community has been really, really fun. Everybody here is so kind, so hilarious. It's only day 3, so I'm still learning everyone, but I'm adoring all of the little bits and pieces that I'm getting from everyone while I'm here.
Yeah, and would you mind telling us about your character, which, according to your bio, happens to be a dream role of yours?
Yeah. So Deena Jones, the 3 Dreamettes are from Chicago. I happen to be from Chicago. She is just a very, let me put my words together. She is a very hungry girl. She wants to be a star. She wants to sing with her 2 best friends in a group. And suddenly, as their notoriety begins to grow, she's put in a situation where she is put in the front and has conflicts with her friends about who gets to be the lead singer. And suddenly her career takes off. But at the end of the day, all she really wanted was to succeed with her friends and to come up in the world with her friends. And she has these dreams and aspirations like acting. She wasn't necessarily a singer, but she wanted to be a performer instead. And these are just all things that I, can identify with and hold very dearly to me. And I care about Deena very much.
And what was your familiarity with Dreamgirls prior to this production?
Being completely honest, I always very much adored Dreamgirls, but I didn't know it very well. And it was when I actually found out that I was going to be doing the show that it came to me that, oh, I should probably, watch it, dive into it. And then I just started falling in love with it. So I didn't know very much about it, but it was always around growing up because it's Dreamgirls. Come on. You see the movie, you know the movie, you love Beyonce, Jennifer Hudson, Anika Noni Rose, Jamie Foxx, Eddie Murphy, all of these people, of course, you're gonna know. But getting to dive into it was a really special experience.
Yeah, and so many actresses have played Deena Jones over the years. Among them are Cheryl Lee Ralph in the original Broadway cast, Audra McDonald in a 2001 concert presentation, and the aforementioned Beyonce in the 2006 film adaptation. And how do you make it your own?
Oh my goodness. Well, I've done a lot of soaking in, sponging all of their performances and finding where you can see when you're listening or watching their productions where they've decided who they think Deena is. And it comes across in very specific moments of the show. And that was kind of a green light for me to take what they've done and also, okay, so this is freedom to be in that situation. I just want to honor them and do my own thing at the same time. I know that and at no point would I ever be Beyonce, Audra McDonald, or Shirley Rolfe, but I can honor them.
Going back to the beginning, how did you first get started in the theater?
That's a great question. I think music was always a part of my family growing up. I grew up in church, and then I started dancing when I was a kid, in your little ballet classes with the pink tutus. Eventually, this middle school held auditions for a musical, and I thought I could do it. And It was on and off, like it's just an extracurricular activity until high school. Somewhere in there, things started going well with the musicals that were happening at school. And I thought, yeah, maybe I could do this for a living. And it seems to have worked out thus far.
What was the first major credits on your resume?
Little Shop.
Yeah, so how did you come to be part of that?
I went to AMDA in New York, and in our last semester, I ended up in front of an agent that I am still signed with, that I love very, very much. And the next day after meeting them, they sent me in, and before I knew it, I was in the production, and we did it for 6 months before the pandemic. And then after, I went back in, and that's family now. And I mean, I just recently came from being back there after Notebook, after Six. This winter season, I was back there playing a different urchin than I started with, because Little Shop is home. That's my family.
Yeah, and last year you got to spend a few months in the Broadway production of Six. Now, what was it like getting to be a part of that show?
Oh my goodness. One, it was a Broadway debut, so it was a dream. It was also a nightmare because it was a Broadway debut. It was a very fast rehearsal experience. I learned the show with the queens that are on the Aragon tour. So as they were learning it, I was just like sort of in the corner in the back, just like learning the moves behind them. And before I knew it, suddenly I was getting my wig put on backstage for the debut. It was very, very scary. If you've seen Six, you know that it's a lot of lights, a lot of big sounds, a lot of flashy flashes. And if you aren't aware of that in the first place, it's just as jarring to the people on stage as it is to the people in the audience. You get used to it, and I soaked it all in very fast, and it was truly, truly such a special experience. I learned so much, and those girls became my sisters very quickly, and they still are. I cherish that. I cherish that section of my life very dearly.
Well, yeah, I haven't seen Six myself yet, but I'll be catching the tour when it comes to the Triangle area this summer.
Awesome. I really hope you get to see it. It's so good.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of amazing things. Now, of course, as we both brought up at different points earlier, you appeared in the world premiere of the Notebook musical, which had an original score written by Ingrid Michaelson. Now, how exciting was it to be a part of the process of putting together a new musical?
Well, the musical had already been in development for a few years, and I just joined a few weeks before we started rehearsals, or maybe a month or so. But I was very new to the whole thing. I didn't know much about it. I'd only had the script and a few songs, but they all welcomed me in so warmly, so lushly, so immediately and effectively. We all got very, very close very quickly. It was like whenever I get to talk about it, I just started blushing about it. But it was truly an amazing group of people, and I really got to hand it to casting and to the team for cultivating this environment that we all could not only build this incredible of a show and be trusted with this incredible of a piece of art, but we also took care of each other in ways that I haven't seen in the company before. And we're all very close because of that. And I learned a lot about growing up, about being a human, about being a woman, about being a performer, about being part of a community that we can build together on. Yeah, it was very special.
And for those who'd like to have a career in the theater, where do you think would be a good place to start?
That is a great question that honestly, I'm still figuring out how to answer, because I got so fortunate with the way that I broke into the industry. I would say that of course, I probably sound like a broken record from all the things you hear online and from the people around you, but what is meant for you will be for you. And if you feel in your deepest part of yourself that this is where you're meant to be, you're right. And sometimes the world will put obstacles, will put walls in front of you, simply as a test to see if you can power through and show you that This is what where you deserve to be.
Before we go, do you have any other upcoming projects that you'd like to share with us? Like, are you going to be going back to Little Shop when you're done with this?
I don't know. I mean, if they have me, if they would have me, totally. But I do want to do some shameless plugging and say that North Carolina Theater produces all of its shows in-house, and Dreamgirls is no exception. We all flew in last week, and we flew in 3 days ago, and we're putting together the entire show in 2 weeks. Broadway caliber shows in North Carolina's own backyard. And besides Dreamgirls, I don't have anything coming up until Notebook, and we will see when that happens. But until then, I'm just gonna cherish the time that we had very, very daily.
I guess there's hope for Notebook to eventually come to Broadway.
There is hope. There is hope. But until then, just cherishing the time that we had.
Joy, I thank you very much for devoting your time to this interview. It was great getting to talk to you.
Thank you for having me.
And for those who'd like to keep up with your career, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, I have an Instagram. It is at Joy N Woods. No periods, no underscores, just Joy N. The N is for Nicole. That's my middle name. Woods. And I believe that is my handle for all of my social medias, Twitter, TikTok, all of that. Yeah.
Be sure to catch North Carolina Theater's production of Dreamgirls. It will be playing at Raleigh Memorial Auditorium for 1 week only from February 7th through 12th. Thanks again for joining me today, Joy. This was great.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.